Hey, it's AP, and today we're making cookie cutters on the 3D printer. Check it out. Who says that 3D printing is just a wasteful hobby? Not any of you who are watching this. Maybe our partners. Yesterday my wife said, I wish we had some heart-shaped cookie cutters so we can make Valentine's Day cookies. And I said, wait just a minute. I can make those for you on the 3D printer. And so I cracked open Fusion 360, and within a couple hours I had a beautiful 3D printed heart-shaped cookie cutter so we could make Valentine's Day cookies. How cool is that? So there are practical applications. There are so many practical applications for 3D printing, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to design a cookie cutter and print it out on whatever 3D printer you're using. But before I show you how, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons so you do not miss out on future episodes. All right, let's dive in. First, you're going to need a 3D printer. Second, you'll need a 3D design program. I use Fusion 360. It is free for personal use. So let's crack open Fusion 360. For all intents and purposes, this is a basic shape, and so we're just going to freehand it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch, and I'm going to pick my plane. I'm going to just pick this one right here. And first, I'm going to draw a line, and I want the cookies to be decent size, right? But not too crazy. So we're going to make them 60 millimeters tall. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to pick my line tool here. And we're just going to go draw that down, and I'm going to change this to 60 millimeters. Then I'm going to start drawing the shape of my heart. And to do that, I'm going to use the fit point spline. And I think I can get away with, I can get away with this. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this to here. Sure. And then we're going to make the top of the heart. And I'm done. And I'm going to make this a little bit fatter. You just click the points here, and you can move these around quite nicely. Okay, so now I have to mirror this. Instead of freehanding the other side, since it's a perfectly, mirrored object, I'm just going to mirror it. So let me get back to this, and I'm going to select the shape. I'm going to go to, is it modify? No, it's create, mirror, and I'm selecting this as the object, and my mirror line is here, or I thought it was. Nope, wait a second. This is the object, and then the mirror line is here. There it is, okay. And as you can see, I now have a full shape. I'm going to click OK. And if we go back to, the top, what did I have? Boop. Boom. There we go. Look at that. We have a heart. And I don't need this line anymore because I have the heart shape. So I'm just going to delete that. And now we have a heart. Let's finish that sketch. Beautiful, right? Okay, so now let's turn it into a cookie cutter. And to do that, I'm going to go back into the sketch. I'm going to edit the sketch. Down here in the timeline, edit sketch. And now we're going to do an offset. So what I need to do is I need to first make a kind of a crown to the heart or the shape that we're turning into a cookie cutter. So I have something to push my hand on that's not going to leave an imprint on my hand. This is also for my kids, and I want them to have a great cookie cutting experience. So to do that, we're going to highlight the heart. We're going to go to Modify and then Offset. Or if you've set up your tools, Offset will be right here. It's this little sideways U nested into a big U. It's like the U's are spooning.
Do you want to be the big spoon or the little spoon?
And then I select the shapes that I need to offset, and as you can see now, we have an offset happening here, and it's moved into the shape by 1 millimeter. But I actually don't want to change the inside of the shape, so I want to go outside. So I'm going to make a negative, we're going to do a negative, let's do negative 5 millimeter. So it's going to be like that, wide. That should give us a nice little thing. So negative 5 millimeter, negative 5 millimeter. Okay. And then we have to start building the walls of the cookie cutter. So I'm going to offset again, and I'm going to select the interior of the heart. And we're going to go, so that's interesting. It went positive on me. That's interesting. So the wall of the heart, I'm going to do at, I'm going to do 2 millimeters. And we're going to finish that. And then we're going to do one more. And this is going to be kind of like the blade of the cookie cutter. And for this, I'm going to do 0.8 millimeters. And why am I doing that? Because my nozzle is 0.4 millimeters, and I'm just going to do 2 perimeters for my shell, and that should give it enough support. So 0.8 millimeter, bam, done. And actually, I'm going to change this 2 millimeter to, let's do 1.5 millimeter. 1.5 millimeter. Boom. Yeah, okay, perfect. So now I can finish my sketch. And now we're going to start extruding. So first we're going to, let's see, this one is going to be, let's do 3 millimeters. So the handle, or the hat, the top hat, I guess we'll call it the top hat, we're going to extrude that and make it 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters. Boom. Now, before you freak out and go, where did my sketch go? When you do your first extrusion, for whatever reason, they hide the sketch, probably just to make things look nice and pretty on your screen. To bring your sketch back, you just hit that eyeball right there under sketches, sketch 2. All right, and now we're going to extrude out this piece here. Let's get in close enough so I can, there we go. And we're going to do this at, you don't need it very deep. It can be, we're going to do 20 millimeters. So 20 millimeters. And for this operation, we're going to join them together. And then for the blade, we're going to extrude that at, let's do 22 millimeters. Join. Okay. Now look at that. We have our cookie cutter. And as you can see, you have something, actually, it's probably easier to look at it this way. So you can kind of visualize it a little bit better. But yeah, so you've kind of put your hand down on top of here, and here's the blade. It's not too thick. If you wanted to, you could do fancy things like, you know, giving these a fillet. I'm not going to do that. There's no need to. This is a utility. It's not decorative. So, all right, so I'm good to go. So I'm going to export this to my 3D printer. So this is cookie. All right, so now we are complete with that. I'm going to open up my slicer program and import the file. It's in my desktop, cookie cutter, boom. Look at that beautiful cookie cutter. All right, so let's close you down. Let's open you up a little bit. Look at that. That is a beautiful little cookie cutter. Great, so I'm just gonna slice this. And 57 minutes. All right, let's export this out and send it to the printer.
A few minutes later.
That came out awesome. Perfect size. Nice little lip on there, blade. Have a nice protecting top hat thing. That's what I'm going to call this, the top hat. Although this looks more like a top hat. And okay, so let's put this to use and go make some Valentine's Day cookies. Let's go to the kitchen. And we have cookies, heart-shaped cookies. Fusion 360 to the 3D printer, to the kitchen. Another win for practical 3D printing. Ta-da! If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with a friend and make sure you subscribe to the channel in case you haven't done so already. You don't want to miss out on future episodes, do you? No, of course you don't. Thanks so much for watching.